What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's having a great day. Today, I got something else planned for the S13 right here behind me. If you guys saw the last video, you saw that we put the body kit onto the car, and the car looks way better than it did before. Just having the Aero on there just changed the car so much, and it looks like a completely different car now. The car does need a couple more things still. One thing, as you can tell clearly, we are missing a wing. So today, I'm gonna go ahead and be installing a wing on the car. I'll show you guys what wing I got right now, and we can try to get it on the car as centered as possible and have an idea on how to get it on there. So anyways, let me go ahead and show you guys the wing now, and we can get started with the video. So as you can see, I picked up a Type X wing. This is a VIS replica Type X wing, so it is the exact replica of the OEM wing for the car. So the wing is decent quality. It's not the greatest that you can get when you go with replica fiberglass, but for what I paid for it, it is pretty nice. And we're just gonna go ahead and throw it on the car. It doesn't have all the pinholes like Duraflex has on some of their wings. It is pretty smooth overall. And I mean, like I said, for what I paid for it, and after I fix a couple things on it, it does have like a crack right here already I can see in the gel coat, but that's nothing to worry about. I can just throw a little coat of Bondo over that, sand it down, and we can make it work. So we're gonna go ahead and throw the wing onto the car now, start measuring some stuff up, and see if we can bolt it down. So this is probably gonna be another short video, like the body kit video, but I'm gonna try to go more in depth and show you guys how I'm gonna mount the wing and where I'm gonna mount it and all that. So let's just get right into it and start marking some stuff up on the car. All right, so here we are at the back of the car. As you can see, I already got some tape out here. So I'm gonna be taping up the trunk here where I'm gonna be mounting the wing at, just so I don't like scratch anything up, even though it doesn't really matter because I'm gonna repaint the car anyways. But I'm gonna be marking up around where the wing's at after I measure it all out, and I don't wanna be marking up the trunk. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay this out now, and we can get a good idea, set the wing on here, measure it out, get it nice and centered and where it's gonna be at. And then after that, I'm gonna try marking out the holes. I'm gonna try something on the wing to try to transfer the whole idea over, because I know some people use like peanut butter or whatever with the holes and set it on here, but that's not always accurate. So I'm gonna try something else and see if I can get it exact. If not, if it fails, oh well. But anyways, let's just start taping up the trunk and see if we can get the wing centered on here. All right, so I laid out some tape onto the hatch now. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring the wing onto the hatch. We're gonna set it down. I'm gonna try to measure it out as best as I can to get it as centered on the hatch as possible. And then what I'm gonna do is, once I get the wing on here, we're gonna trace around uprights of the wing so that we can have a good idea of where the wing has to go exactly on here. And then I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do on the wing side so that we can get it traced or swapped directly over here to the hatch so that we can drill our holes out. So let's go ahead, set it on here, start tracing it up. All right guys, so now that I set the wing on here, you can see put a little bit too much tape in here, and I should have put more over here, but now we have the tape under the wing so that I can trace onto the tape and not onto the trunk. So what I'm gonna do is try to eyeball it as centered as possible, and then we'll take some measurements from it. I'm not sure exactly where it's supposed to go. I'm just going off of what I think, and I'm pretty sure that this line here should be in line with this. So like back here, like this. So you got this body line in line with the line of the trunk, or the line of the wing. And then same thing on the other side. We'll take it, we'll back it up. So now that this corner is in line with the corner of the wing, I'm like I said, I'm not positive on where this goes, and then obviously we're gonna center it. So we'll measure the distance from the back of the glass to the wing on both sides, and then the measure to the trunk and the quarter panel, and get some exact measurements. So I measured it up as best as I could. Like I said, this wing isn't the best quality wing. It's not gonna have an OEM perfect fitment. I noticed that the uprights on both sides aren't exactly the same. So this one kind of like rounds out, and this one's kind of more, I mean, this one's more round, that one's kind of more pointy on the end. But I got it as best as I could. So on this side, if we go from the inside here, we're at about 4.5 inches. And then on this side, it's about 4.5 inches to the trunk to quarter panel gap. And then up top here, we got about 3.5 centimeters on both sides. So, I mean, like I said, it's as good as it's gonna get. So what we're gonna do now is I'm just gonna take a Sharpie, trace around the upright here without moving it to get it as perfect as possible. And then after that, I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do. All right, so got a Sharpie now. So like I said, we're just gonna trace around the upright here and not move the wing. So I'm just gonna double check with my eyeball, make sure everything looks right. Everything looks good to me. Perfect. So let's just do it. Perfect. So now that we got that all marked up, go ahead and take the wing off now. And we have the perfect spots where the wing is going to be mounted at. So now all we got to do is measure out the hole and see where those are going to be at and compared to that. So let's go ahead and start doing that now. All right, guys, so what we're going to do to transfer the holes to the trunk now that we have them marked out here is I'm going to lay tape down right here on the wing itself, and then I'm going to trim around it to fit exactly. And then I'm going to take my Sharpie, mark the holes, and then what we'll do is we'll take that tape and then we'll flip it and we'll put it onto the trunk, and then we can see through the tape. Hopefully we'll be able to see the Sharpie marks, and then we can transfer them over to that side, so that way we can have the exact measurements of the holes. We won't have to measure it all out and get it all perfect and everything. We can literally just take it, flip it, then start drilling the holes in the trunk. Because I know sometimes when you measure it out, especially with holes, is you can't get them perfect all the time. So yeah, let's start laying some tape down on here. So as you can see, we got the tape on here. I went ahead and I traced around it with the razor blade, which was super easy, and then basically just felt around for the holes until you can feel the hole. Obviously you're gonna feel the hole because it's gonna dip in, it's not gonna be solid like the rest of it. And then took a Sharpie and just marked on here where the holes were. So now all you gotta do is peel this off very carefully without ripping your tape. And then this is the passenger side, so then we can move over here. And this will be the exact shape that you need for this one, upside down obviously. And as you can see, where I marked all the holes at are showing up on the bottom side of the tape. So then I'm gonna go ahead and tape this down where I want it at, and then I'll probably cut through this part just so I can mark the tape that's actually on the car, and then we'll have the perfect spots for us to drill the holes, and we also have the perfect size of hole that we need. So we can go ahead and tape this down now, and we'll do the same thing on the other side, and then we can start drilling our holes. And it saved us a lot of time. We didn't have to measure out every single hole. We basically just copy and pasted it over here to the car. So yeah, let's go ahead and tape this down now and start drilling some holes. So I'll set the camera up there and see, yeah, and just see what we can do. All right, so I went ahead and I put that piece on that I made on the wing onto the car. I just taped it down. My girlfriend made a genius idea and said, why would you cut holes and then mark it again when you can just tape it here because you can see where they're at? So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So we're just gonna drill through everything You can see all 3 of the holes perfectly marked out now. I taped this part down so that it won't move when we're drilling. Same thing on the other side. So let's just go ahead and get the drill bit and start drilling some holes through here. Hopefully everything lines up nice, and I don't see any reason why it shouldn't, because we got everything marked up and should be in the perfect spot of where I want it. So let's go ahead and set up the camera again and get some holes drilled, so that like it won't travel when I'm trying to drill.
What won't travel?
Alright guys, so we got the drill with the decent sized drill bit on it now. I don't have a center punch or anything, so hopefully it won't travel when I'm trying to drill it out, but let's just get straight to drilling. Alright, so now that I got all 3 holes drilled, we can go ahead and start taking off the tape now. Since I know where the holes are at, I'm not going to need to measure anything else anymore. So yeah, like I said, just go ahead and rip it all off, and you'll have 3 holes on each side so that we can get the wing mounted up. Perfect, just like that. And then we'll have to figure out on the bottom side if we're going to have to open any holes or anything on that side so that we can get the bolts through. Most likely we will, and I don't have a step bit, so I might have to go buy one, but yeah, other than that, it's super simple now. We just got to drill out the holes a little bit bigger so that the bolts will fit through and get them from the bottom and mount the wing up. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the next clip. All right guys, so now we're gonna go up a size because the bolts, they don't fit through these small holes that I drilled to begin with, just to see where they're at. And further inspection, I drilled too many holes. I guess the one furthest to the back doesn't actually have thread on the wing for some reason. And the wing only came with 4 bolts, which isn't a big deal because the wing's gonna cover that hole anyways, and I know how to repair holes in the trunk, so if I ever decide to go wingless, I can repair all these anyways. And I'm gonna have to repair these too anyways, but like I said, I'm probably gonna keep this wing on the whole time I own this car. It's probably never gonna come off after this, except for paint. So yeah, we're just gonna go up a size until we can get these bolts to fit through the holes, and then we'll move to the bottom side and see what I have to do on that side to get the bolts into the actual wing. So let's go ahead and drill them out. Should be a crush washer too. Is it on? Oh, fucking. This trunk is not meant for this. Let me go get that magnetic tray. So here on the bottom side, what I did is I went through the top and make sure that you have all your wiring and stuff out of the way, because you don't want to drill through your wiring harness, obviously. So yeah, this is in here. So what I did was I just pushed it back and make sure you don't drill through it when you're drilling through. So I just kept pushing the bit until I got holes on this side, and then I have this 1.5 inch drill to make a hole that I used when I did my manual swap on my S14. So basically I'm just gonna drill a 1.5 inch hole here, here, and 2 more on this side so that I can put the bolts through, and then basically it's gonna allow me to have more room so I can get the bolt through instead of trying to, you know, finagle it in sideways through here and do all that. And realistically, 1.5 inches isn't that big. So yeah, we're just gonna drill this through, open up some bigger holes here so that I can get the bolts through, and then we can bolt up the wing. So let's do it. You want goggles? I have goggles. Battery died. That's one. Where am I trying to already did. Like playing a game of Operation. Let's get a hand tight and then get the other one in. Okay, put the other one in. This is the only extension we have apparently, so you know, fucking gonna do it. Oh god, that was sketch. Now we're just bolting it on. Easy as that. Obviously, I'm gonna go back when I paint the car and put like some double-sided tape on the bottom or something, because I don't want water to leak through the holes or anything. So, but for right now,
this way a little bit.
since we're just mocking it up,
Come stand on this side.
and push it this direction, right there.
Hold it right there. Up more. Hold it right there.
Push it a little harder. Up more. There we go. Threading. Push it over more. There. You don't need this long ass extension, my guy. I don't know. One of my hood bolts does the same thing, but it's not stripped.
Cross-threading it in there.
I guess so. Yeah, it doesn't have to come back out, so fuck it.
Yeah, it kind of does when I paint it.
Oh, yeah. You can chase the threads. Snug them all up here. Just like that. I got a Type X wing now. Alright, so just like that, we got the wing on the car now. And it changed the look of the car completely, just like the body kit did. So the car looks that much better now, just with that much more aero. It's crazy how much just the OEM Type X wing changes the look of my car. Yeah, but like I said, guys, it fits pretty good. The wing, you know, isn't the best, highest quality replica wing that you can buy. Obviously, I would have loved to get like an OEM Type X wing, but they're just super expensive, and for the price I paid for this, it's good enough for me. So, but yeah, like as like around here, you know, there's a little gap, and up there as well. But yeah, also I am gonna be putting double-sided tape on the bottom for now. Like I said before, this is just like a temporary mock-up, and after I paint the car, I'm gonna go through and put double-sided tape on the bottom to create kind of like a seal so water doesn't get in there and all that. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know the video probably wasn't super long. It was just a super short video, just me putting the wing on the car, but the car does look so much better now. The car is slowly coming together and starting to have that look that I want it to have. If you enjoyed the video, be sure you hit the like button down below. Feel free to subscribe. We appreciate your guys' support here. Also, leave comments down below what you guys think about my car and, you know, how it's coming together, any opinions you guys have. Any other stuff you'd like to see me do to the car, all that stuff. So yeah, anyways guys, it's been nice, and we'll see you in the next one.